And one more thing for rural management students is that this is the company, ITC is the company which has brought in the model of eChopal, which is one of the like phenomenal case studies that maybe you'll study in some course someday. So thank you for bringing in such insights to this discussion, sir. And now we have the next speaker of today, Mr. Manoj. Uh, you will tell about his experiences in Grant Thornton, which is one of the most important organizations in the consultancy and advisory services. We benefited a lot from that. So, sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you and good evening, everyone. My sincere thanks to Dean Neeraj for having me here. And when he sent that mail, I generally asked, okay, sir, what is the expectation? Okay. What do you want me to do while I talk to the student here? And the layman answer I got is that maybe through your journey, the student should get motivated, right? So that's the main purpose. I don't want to share what we do, what the data is, but I think the idea is that uh, you are on a right path. And as a consultant or as an advisory firm, let me share you some data for you, right? So, being a part of a school of rural management, you must be aware that in India today, 50% of the GDP comes from rural India, right? 65% of the population stay in rural, right? The per capita income of rural India is increasing at a rate of 9%, which is higher than the urban per capita income, right? There are 500 million users, internet users will be there by 2025 in rural India. So these are things which I want to tell you that this is very promising, and you all have chosen a very right stream for management, and you that's a kind of motivation for you, all of you, that you are on the right track, right? You can have a round of applause for all of you that you are doing a right stream here. Okay. While part of Grant Thornton, I'm a partner with the firm, and primarily the area where I deal is government, public sector. We do both government and private advisory, and uh, public sector being the government is one of the significant where we deal with almost all the government of India priorities. Another data point for all of you guys is that the spending on rural from government is close to 1,90,000 crore every year. So that's again a kind of positive point for all of you that you have chosen the right thing, and you should feel motivated. You need not people like me and all, but you have chosen a right path. Okay. I'll structure this in two ways. One, we can do a bit of slide on what Grant Thornton does, so that you get an idea that how it is relevant for you guys. Then I'll share you a bit of my personal journey and ups and downs, so that you will all be going through that, right? When you start your career, you will all be going through all kind of challenges. You will have to set your rules, set your target, be ambitious, stood up to those challenges. Uh, we can have the slides, sir. So while they put up the slide, I'll just give you a brief. GT Grant Thornton Bharat is a multinational firm. We are present in more than 140 countries. In India, we have close to 17 or 18 offices, and it's increasing every year. We are close to more than 10,000 people today. Majority of the people, there is a, I'll say 50% comes from the audit side, GT being an audit firm, and 50% is also from the advisory side, which covers both private and public sector. Next slide, please. Next one. Oh, I can do that. Okay. So these are all set of sectors where we work. Primarily, GT into the advisory side, we work closely with all of the government of India priority. If you see education, sports, agribusiness is one of the largest, water and sanitation, disaster management, tourism, MSME, skill, and particularly for the rural management, the social sector, we call it as a social sector. Social sector generally comprise of agri, MSME, skill. These are three main sectors where the social sector comes and which fits for a student for a rural management uh, post graduation. Next. Again, as a part of the public sector, we works very closely with all the government of India priorities. Right from, let's say, I'll give an example. Uh, this doubling the farmer income concept came a long time back, when the new government came almost, I think, more than 10 years back. They were thinking then how to double the farmer income. And one of the new initiative came is creating a farmer producer organization. Let the farmer create their own organization and deal most of the things to curtail out the traders or intermediaries. So that's something we also participated and we contributed in putting up those schemes and all. Similarly, MSME, we, Khelo India, we are advisor to almost 7, 8 different states on doing how the sports can become an integral part of district and state level, right? So that's the Invest India, Digital India, and Atmanirbhar thing. So Atmanirbhar being we are working with many districts, working out on various concept and policies that how these districts can become self-sustainable, right? I'm just sharing 2, 3 slides on three more core sectors on the social sector, which is one agri-based livelihood. So this is primarily one of the largest. I'll say we work closely with all 10, 15 different states and have our work with central government also on agribusiness. We are working with Ministry of Food Processing. We are working with Ministry of horticulture department, animal husbandry, and all. So close to, if you see, we have nurtured around 1,500 plus FPC in India through multiple programs. Close to 1 million farmers we have been working close to that. These are some of the different programs. We have ADB funded programs. We have World Bank funded programs on this. Then there are state SFEC and all, which are NABARD, SFEC and all, right? So these are all things. In case if you have some queries, particularly on what GT do and how it relates to your curriculum, you may ask in between. Another sector is skill development. Skill is again the skill and livelihood because it covers multiple sectors. The skill is related to agri, it is related to all the sectors, right? And one of the main thing which India has today is the population and the young population. And the most important part is the skill. So how we add, how we create policy with the government, with different sectors to help them in putting up the skill development as one of the main focus. So we work on skill development both with Ministry of Rural Development. There are multiple flagship schemes, DDGKY. Then we do a large scale program with Ministry of Textile on training people on textile and all. Right. Similarly, other state governments we do a lot of programs. Right. These are, I think, these are smaller numbers. 1.5 million trained, 20 sectors covered, more than 2,000 centers. So these are something which we have been helping the government of India or the state government uh, in monitoring, managing the entire program. Right. We are not into implementation, but we help government in putting up those policies and everything. Another part is again MSME because this is one of the main driving factor for India growth today. So MSME is growing. If you go to today all the tier 2, tier 3 cities, this is one of the main reason why these cities are growing because of the MSME coming up. Right. Apart from the large corporate, they are already doing good, but I think the X factor is all from the MSME. So this is we also do a lot of work with MSME. We are working with 20 different states on the SIDB, on all these funding and everything. uh, different programs like we do business plan management. We help in preparing these monitoring reports. We help in preparing the DPR and everything. So these are primarily our areas. So that's so we do a lot of programs. These are three sectors which I feel is more relevant to this set of student. Otherwise, we are into urban infra. We do smart cities. We are into sports management. We have a large practice on digitech, which covers all the government e-governance related initiatives. But these are three main things which suits for any rural management candidate. Any questions, any queries you have? We can take 2 3 questions at least on the organization point of view. Yeah, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Supriya from batch 2426. So my question is, as we know that many of the industries scrap the DEI program, how it is impact on the organization transformation?
Can you come again? What program?
DEI program, diversity, equity, and inclusivity.
Okay, so so this is more on the cultural side, I think, and for an organization like us. Uh, the one of the main product or one of the main selling point of any advisory firm is the people, right? The people are the first point. So as a part of our entire cultural program, we don't call it as HR, we call it as a people and cultural department. So there are multiple programs which include all these parts, right? Diversity, inclusions and everything. So these are strengthened from uh, different levels from top to bottom, and these are integral part today. So I think this has become a part and parcel for any of the organization today, be it in a manufacturing or service. But for a firm like us, it is the most important part. We put people as the first. I think one of the selling point of any advisory firm is the people. So we do a lot of uh, effort in training, putting up skill development for those people we hire, and also most important, they should be culturally oriented to the organization.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Rajat Sethi from second year. So my question was, since Grant Thornton is working on monitoring and evaluation, are there any mechanisms in place as an organization to ensure the veracity of the data, since that is very sacrosanct to monitoring projects?
Yeah, of course. So one of the important part is, of course, the data. The monitoring comes, and when we deal with a lot of government programs and schemes, so data becomes very important. And to be very honest, it is not correct most of the time, right? So there is a lot of due diligence, level of checking happen before these things are put for any set of analysis. So data becomes an important point. We do analysis. We use that analysis to recommend to government what kind of changes or what kind of benefits are better, what more can be done, and all those things. So today, I think one good part is because there is a I'll say there is a horizontal intervention of digitization in each and every sector. So this has slightly improved the entire data capturing things. So in most of the program, we see there is a digital initiatives where at least it is helping in getting the authentic data. Right? It's not dependent on one person or any individual, but more or less these are defined set of processes where it is being captured through some of the tools which we have designed. So that's something which is happening now, but there is a lot of scope of improvement on that, right?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Udhyam from the batch 2426. So, have you said that you are curating many much more policies with the government, but you are not in the implementation side. So, how will you make sure that the policies are implemented properly, or let's say government?
So I think there is a difference here because when you are a part of a government setup where you are helping them in devising schemes or helping them in policy monitoring, you can't do the implementation, right? So it's a shared conflict of interest. While the role of an advisor becomes that how these people who do or the agency who do the implementation are selected, they are rightly monitored. So there is a, how do I say this? There is a kind of thing that we need to support those organizations also. At the same time, we need to monitor those organizations also, right? So your question is absolutely right. It's slightly tricky, but there is a balance to be done where we do monitoring based on some kind of framework, right? At the same time, we also see that these people who have got this mandate to do some implementation groundwork, they also got the right kind of capacity building, so they can handle that part, right? And as an advisor, we support or we create those mechanisms with the government uh, to select those right people who can implement. That's one of the ways, so that not everyone get the chance to do each and everything. So they are into implementation because they are good at it, right? That's kind of one of the part where we help government in identifying the right set of implementations. Okay, I think I can move. Well, I'll not take much time now, but let me share some of my personal journey with. I think what Neerji told, that why don't you share your personal journey, that how you have started your career and what are the different challenges, so that you can also relate that when you start your maybe corporate journey or your first set of uh, professional career, what kind of problem or what kind of thumb rule can work for that. I'll just share my personal thing. It may fit for someone, it may not fit for someone. So I did my engineering in 2004. I did my textile engineering, and then I got into a very reputed textile firm. I was there for almost 5 6 years. And I'll tell you, the first 2 year was like uh, I was not settling down. Okay, so you did your engineering, and then you said, okay, you got the best company, and then I started my journey in 1 or 2 year, and every 1 year I used to go back to my HR or my senior that somehow I'm not liking it. Can you do something different for me, right? So that kind of you need to have that curiosity, because all of you, when you go to different companies, you might not like that field in the first year or second year. So you need to see whether it work for me or it doesn't work for me. For me, I'll personally say the manufacturing doesn't work for me, right? I realize it within 1 or 2 years. Okay, it's not going to work for me. And if I see the person who is sitting at a chief manager or maybe the head of the department, I'm not the technically sound, or I'm not willing to continue in this career. So in a way, I was very curious. Maybe I was very curious. I was saying, okay, let's do something different. Okay, everything was good, but it doesn't see me for a longer future. So I think that why I'm sharing this with you is because it is very difficult for any new person to start a career. You get into any kind of company, uh, it may happen that you might not get fit into it, right? It's okay to have uh, choices after 1 year, 2 year. It's fine. uh, I was there, Neerji, I was there in January. I was asking most of the students that whether you are clear what you want to become. It's okay. If you're not clear, it's fine. This is next 1 to 2 year or 3 year is something where you should all explore, and you should explore no, at a faster pace. You should try each and everything out. See if I see myself from in that organization, how I see myself next in 5 year, 10 year, and something like that, right? So that 5 year I spent with that organization, I got some very good experience, and then slowly I find that I might not be good as a technical resource, being from an engineering candidate, and I said let's do something different, right? I when I after 6 7 year of my an engineering thing, I started. I got into a management program. I did my masters from Asian Institute of Management, Philippines. Right. One of the reason why I did my management is to see that how I can be professionally better. Right? This is one advice I give to all of the batch that uh, while we do all these management program to see that I'll get a better package, better things, but one of the thing after 1 year or 2 year of whatever your program duration, you should ask yourself that whether I'm a professionally better person from the day I have joined this program and now I am graduating from this program. Of course, you will learn all kind of uh, technical things, what kind of rural management, what kind of areas and everything. But one thing which is common for every student, that how you are a professionally better person when you complete this program. As a management program, one of two things which I advise you guys is that uh, whether you are handling the conversation better, how you are speaking to different stakeholders in a more professional way, right? So these are things which will continue for year on year, and personally, every year or maybe after every stage of growth, I see whether I'm a professionally better person today or not. Right? That's the main thing. Other part will have ups and downs. You start your journey as a manager, and then you become a senior person. But over the year, you should ask yourself that how you are professionally growing. Oh, that will remain with you, irrespective of which organization you grow, which organization, no, different areas you will lead. So that's something, uh, a general advice, that this is something which you go back, ask yourself, okay, how I'm doing now. If I was handling some situation 2 year back, whether I'm doing it better now or not. So that's something which any management graduate should see or evaluate himself. Another set of advice I'll say that uh, please don't settle. I mean, if you guys feel that I'm doing good, sometimes you got into a promotion, you become a manager or you become a director. Every year, personally, I have seen that whenever I have achieved those landmark, uh, at the sometimes you see that now what, right? I can't settle it here, right? You need to do something different, and I think that's kind of no, curiosity, or that kind of uh, question you need to ask yourself, so that there is always a zeal for doing something different. There is always a zeal to learn something new, right? And make yourself better every day. So that's kind of a couple of areas which I say that everyone should follow. It will help you even keep yourself motivated, keep yourself growing also. Right? These are a couple of things. I don't want to go into different slides and everything that you should do, and what all areas you should look on, but these are basic thumb rule, right? From this platform, Neeraj, I want to, in fact, tell everyone that I was having a discussion that would like to engage people or students from the curriculum on some live projects. Right, we are doing multiple projects in Odisha also. We want to engage people on live projects. Uh, we want to do some internship with also the candidates, but these will not be a general internship that you just do 1 or 2 year of month. But my expectation from any internship is that how we can add value to what we are doing. I mean, I can give you some some programs, some government schemes which we can generalize. We can do an analysis. Uh, we can do a survey, the what kind of effectiveness it has, and come up with something which can add value to the entire community. One example I'll share. I started my first government project with Ministry of Textile. Being a textile engineer, I got this opportunity that we were working with Ministry of Textile on a skill development program. Uh, when I was going through the scheme, I was checking that most of the people for which that scheme is designed, there is a less awareness. People are not aware about that scheme also. And this is, I'll tell you, this is a general thing for all the government programs. No, today there is a even much better awareness about what kind of different policies government is also putting effort and everything. But there is always a scope of improvement that how we can improve those awareness part, how people can actually take benefit of those schemes. So during that conversation, I told one of my senior officers that, being from a textile background, I was also not aware of this scheme, right? And many of my colleagues who are in the same sector, they are also not aware. I'm now telling them that, do you know there is a program running which help you get a skill trained manpower from government of India? They said no, right? So this is one of the examples that we need to do a critical review where there is a scope of improvement, and uh, because of all these approaches, today we can say that program is running with more than 200 industry partners, a wide participation from all the industries and different stakeholders. That kind of approach is required from anyone who is looking for a career in an advisory segment, right? So that's something which I would like to share. I think more or less it's okay. I have given the general point what should be the thumb rule while you take up your professional career. Always be curious, stay restless. Okay, don't get settled anywhere. Okay, you should ask yourself how you are improving yourself. I can tell you that if you follow these 2 3 things, the other part which generally have a mind that I should get a better package, better company, this will eventually flow. By virtue of your behavior, by virtue of your approach, these things will going to happen. Maybe sooner or later you will get into these kind of aspirations and these kinds of ambitious your ambition for any company, and also that's will fall in line if you keep that approach right. I think with this we can close this, and maybe any set of questions. Maybe you can reach out to me. You can write to me. Whatever time permit, I will try to answer everything. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Manojji. And so in this session, you had the opportunity to listen to three speakers, Yasaswini, Mr. Biraswamy, and Mr. Manoj. So not going session by session broadly, what I would the gist is that like there were a lot of issues that were discussed throughout this, from campus to corporate, and then also the importance of culture in an organization, and you had studied a lot about leadership, but one very specific thing here is the kind of leadership model, distributed leadership, respect for people. That is an important thing, and particularly when you are looking at people and purpose, that becomes important. And particularly given that these are large organizations, they are dealing with a lot of diversity, and this is where the cultural part is most important here. And with the changing dynamics of data driven decisions, so you have to make a lot of balance between logic, rationality, and sensitivity. uh, Due diligence is most important here. Role of advisor, particularly when you are dealing with government, the whole people's relations become very different, because the people in government, because see, how is government different from other organizations? Because of the authority, because of the sovereign power. So when you are dealing with government, the whole nature of interaction becomes very different. So, and in the we also heard from our speakers about their own journeys, curiosity, critical analysis, and the importance of learning, making mistakes, learning from them, and like learning from dealing with peers. So this is what more or less we discussed in this session, and I believe that like there is a lot to learn from this, and our students will thank you, sir, for bringing these insights to our students, and I believe that they will be much benefited by these insights. Thank you.
Thank you so much, respected speakers, for your valuable words. These are definitely insights that all of us can take forward into becoming better professionals in the days and years to come. I now invite Professor Neeraj Kumar to kindly present the memento to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Veeraswamy. I request Lovanya to present the memento. I'd also request Professor Neeraj Kumar sir to present our memento to Mr. Manoj. Asta, please kindly present the memento. Now, I would like to request our CAS officer, Ms. Sarita Das, to come to the dais and present the memento to Chairperson, Career Advisory Services and Dean School of Rural Management, Professor Pradeep Kumar Mishra.
Now, I would like to request the coordinator of the Career Advisory Services, Ms. Sheikh Naid, to come and propose a vote of thanks to the audience. I request the team CAS to come onto the dais.
Esteemed dignitaries, respected faculty members, and my dear friends. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as we draw the curtains on Udhyam 4.0. I am Nahid, and on behalf of the Career Advisory Services Committee, I extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you who made this journey not only possible but profoundly memorable. To begin with, I offer my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Father Anthony R. Uvri, SJ, our respected Registrar, Father S. Anthony Raj, SJ, and our Chief Finance Officer, Father V. Arokyadas, SJ, for their continued support and vision that enable platforms like Udhyam to flourish. A special note of appreciation goes to Professor Neeraj Kumar, Chairperson, Career Advisory Services, and Dean, School of Rural Management. Sir, your steadfast guidance, patient mentorship, and unwavering encouragement have been instrumental at every step. We are truly privileged to have been graced by an illustrious panel of speakers whose knowledge, perspectives, and experiences added immense richness to the conclave. To all the organizing teams, your seamless coordination, thoughtfulness, and dedication brought this event to life. A warm thank you to the departments and support staff whose quiet diligence behind the scenes ensured every detail to be flawlessly executed. Our sincere gratitude also goes to the team Illuminatics, the media and PR cell of Exim University, whose storytelling finesse and dynamic coverage gave Udhyam 4.0 the voice and visibility it so rightly deserved. To the enthusiastic batch of 2026 and the ever curious batch of 2027, thank you for your spirited participation and vibrant energy you brought to every session. And finally, to my phenomenal team, the Career Advisory Services Committee, your resilience, innovation, and teamwork transformed an idea into an unforgettable experience. To everyone who believed in the spirit of Udhyam, thank you for walking this journey with us. May we continue to build organizations and communities grounded in people and driven by purpose. Once again, thank you all. I request all the dignitaries and faculties to move towards the green room for the high tea break.